Do the tips and tricks that us YouTubers show you actually work? Let me go through some of the results and let you make your mind up for yourself. Welcome to the Nature Company. If this is the kind of information you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and that notification bell to be notified of all our upcoming content so you don't miss out on a thing. I'll take you through two of the results of our Vanda rescue videos that we've done a couple of months ago and just last month. This one, the Vanda surgical treatment, where we had taken off the whole large branch that had been all desiccated, it dehydrated, the leaves were wrinkling, and so it needed some surgical treatment to save it. So obviously it's not getting enough water from somewhere. So going down the stem, we can see these roots are still good and healthy, so there's nothing wrong with that. But as we look down, we notice the color of the stem begins to change. So we'll just peel away a bit of the bark, and there we can see the problem. The stem itself is actually dead, so it's not drawing any water from the roots below that are in the media, and it's only these roots that are out in the air that are trying to absorb as much moisture just from the dew and what humidity is in the air. You can see they're struggling, they're a little bit drying out too. So we know surgery is important to save this. What we'll do is we'll cut it all the way back down here. We'll cut our way slowly up the stem as we go to find where the stem is still alive, and that's where we'll stop removing the dead material, and we'll see how that piece is getting on, and we'll have a look at what our rootless Vanda top cuttings are looking like at the moment. This is only 4 weeks, a month ago, so let's have a look and see how they're coming along. I think you'll be amazed at the progress. The balance of the Vanda that was left in the pot after the surgery, we can already see has grown significantly. So that's a good sign that the environment was right for it to keep growing. So let's have a look to see what's happened to the surgically removed piece. And there we have it in full bloom. These beautiful, magnificent dark pink flowers with the almost red lip, and we can notice all the leaves are full and turgid again. There's no signs of dehydration. There's a good section of new growth at the top already, and who would have said that was the same plant? Except of course for the naked stem down below. But all these other leaves have stayed, and it's looking blooming marvelous. And so success story number one. And people tell me you can never grow Vandas in that media that I use. Well, it's still in there and it's growing well. Toot my own horn. Boop boop. And now for my rootless Vanda top cuttings that we put in our makeshift hothouse. Let's have a look and see how they've come along in just 4 weeks. And let me open this up quickly before they get boiled here out in the full sun. So we'll just open up the bag. And look at that. Five sets of roots coming. I think that's considered a success story. Looks like possibly even a node for a flower that it wants to push out. Wow. That's the one piece. And the second piece already has a nice extended root. Looks like it must have just been dried out marginally. I hadn't obviously kept the watering and humidity high enough, a little bit of desiccation, but the top is still looking good and strong. And we have a root, so that looks like it's ready to actually be planted out. And now ensuring that we're going to have as little infection as possible. We're going to take a pinch of our trusty cinnamon, and in this open wound area we're going to dab that on. So we want to make sure that's a nice strong coating. It's antibacterial and antifungal, so that will do the trick nicely. Take our pot, and put them down into the bag. So now you ask me, why did I go to the effort of doing all this moist sphagnum moss if I'm not going to use it? Well, I am. Seeing it like this makes it easier to understand now. The ends of these have now sealed up nicely and healed. There's no fungus or bacterial infections. So now it makes sense why we've kept the base of them dry and not kept them in the moist sphagnum moss. We've kept the moisture away from the plant and just allowed that humidity to be absorbed by the plant so it can then produce the roots and keep on growing. So now is when you actually notice what the whole idea is. Previously it just seems like a load of bollocks, but actually no, it's all done for good reason. If you prefer, you can wait for further root development to happen, which will take another 2 to 3 weeks to get stronger roots or longer roots. But for me, I generally take them out at this stage and pot them up so that they can carry on growing. I'll be planting them back in these black pots like this. And remember, one of the reasons I use this black pot when I use the media is to get that heat on the pot, and that heat then helps with the evaporation of the moisture out of the pot and keeps that humidity level around the plant as that happens higher. And when it comes to potting these babies, just check out the link below to the surgical intervention. It gives a full breakdown of the potting media I use to pot them up in. And also the link to the rootless Vanda top cuttings is down below as well, so you can know exactly how we put this makeshift hothouse together. So that's a 2 for 2. That just goes to prove not all YouTube videos out there are shams and scams. It's just you need to be careful on who you're watching. And if you found any of the information in this video helpful, please hit that like button. It helps us out greatly. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that notification bell, bing bong, to be notified of all our upcoming videos so you don't miss out on a thing.